Teaching yoga and instructing students on asanas are both different. We all experience this when we build sequences. Namaste, welcome to Tummee.com, a platform assisting yoga teachers in sequence building, planning, and guiding through the process. In the last video, we spoke about balancing the 7 chakras in the body. We understood the importance of balancing chakras, and today we will discuss balancing the Manipura Chakra, that is balancing the fire element. Now, before we go ahead, when do we know the Manipura Chakra is imbalanced? We all know that Manipura Chakra is located just above the navel and is responsible for the effective functioning of our digestive system. But whenever you feel that you are developing anger, ego, being judgmental, that is when you have excess of fire element in you. And whenever you doubt yourself, think that you're not worthy enough, you have less of the fire element in you. So imbalances in each chakra fall into 2 categories, excessive or deficiency. And of course, we need to balance this. This sequence involves a lot of engagement of the core muscles. Hence, this is an intermediate level sequence. And we are assuming that the students have a balanced root chakra and sacral chakra before moving on to this chakra. And how will you know that these 2 chakras are balanced in the students? You need to evaluate your students when they are doing Surya Namaskar or rigorous poses. You need to notice their balance, their awareness, their strength before doing such a sequence. This sequence specifically is for the activation of the chakra. But you could develop a sequence that involves grounding of the energies by doing simple asanas, for which you can refer the sequence builder page. So once we click on the sequence builder page, we arrive at this page. We have our pre-filters, like the sequence name is Manipura Chakra grounding, sequence type, based upon which style of yoga you teach. So we have chosen Hatha Yoga, sequence level being beginner because we want simple asanas for grounding of the energies, and lastly focus being Manipura Chakra. And then you get a list of asanas for these kind of filters. You could choose sitting asanas, twists, supine position asanas, any grounding asanas, and have counter asanas for each asana. So activation and grounding of the energies happen to maintain the balance. Okay, so moving ahead. As it is associated with fire element, with a balanced chakra like this, you want yourself to shine with all positivity radiating. So let us understand the asanas that will help in the same. We have divided this sequence into 3 parts. Part 1, which is more of a flow having standing asanas until downward facing dog. Part 2, asanas focusing on the core until bakasana. Part 3, sitting down asanas and supine pose asanas. Let us dive into the sequence now. So we begin with Virasana, where the sit bones is in contact with the ground. But more than that, this is the time you close your eyes and take your awareness within. We first do deep inhalations from both nostrils, becoming aware of the breath. And then we do Ujjayi Pranayama, where as you exhale, there is warmth felt through the throat going down to the navel. Slowly taking your awareness to the stomach, and after which a small session of Kapalabhati is done, and in this practice, the stomach is voluntarily pulled in every exhalation, activating the chakra and getting rid of any toxins in the body. Now, it's fine if some students are not able to do Kapalabhati. They can do simple breathing, again to take this awareness to the overall body. Here, what we're trying to achieve is developing awareness to breathing and awareness to the Manipura Chakra. Then from Virasana, the student goes into plank pose. Here the belly has to be engaged with balanced breathing and contract the core muscles. After holding the pose for a few counts, the student can go into downward facing dog and try to flow between downward facing dog to a plank. Downward facing dog helps in flow of excess energy to the chakras above Manipura Chakra. Next, the child's pose is done, which is a forward bend, helping in removing excess energy through Apana Vayu. And also here, the belly is getting pressed against the thighs, helping in activating the Manipura Chakra. So the excess energy is released and deficient energy is restored as well through activation. Downward facing dog is done again, but this time for a longer period and along with Uddiyana Bandha, that is the abdomen lock. So the energy remains intact in the belly for the Manipura Chakra. To be able to hold the pose for longer with greater effect, deep breathing involving the belly helps a lot. Try to keep it a flow from plank to downward facing dog, followed by child's pose and then downward facing dog again. So the energy flows in the same way. This is followed by Tadasana, a transition pose, helping in connecting with breath, becoming aware of the warmth created in the navel region. Next, a few rounds of sun salutation is done, which is a great practice to engage the core, abdomen muscles along with deep breathing. But in general, sun salutation helps in focusing on all the chakras, especially with the mantras. But because of the engagement of the core and creation of warmth is high in this practice, it has a greater effect on the fire element in the body. Tadasana is done to release and relax, to connect with breath and body, followed by Falakasana 2, which greatly helps in strengthening the core muscles. And after holding the pose with proper body alignments along with steady breathing, once the pose is released, the student's attention will go involuntarily towards the navel region. That is because the chakra therein was activated. If the student is able to take this forward into a flow, then ask them to go into dolphin pose, which is relieving for the students, but at the same time the awareness is not lost. Then from here the student goes into downward facing dog. So first energy and awareness was created in the navel region, followed by the flow of excess energy from the navel to the heart chakra and furthermore to the Sahasrara chakra. That is the opposite flow of energy. This flow helps in balancing the energies by sending excess to other chakras and at the same time creates new energy in case of deficiency. The student then relaxes in child's pose, feeling every part of the body that was involved in the flow. Let them relax, keeping that subtle activation in the body, because next is a dynamic flow involving variations of dancing warrior pose. And try to keep the flow when moving from the right side of the body to the left so the energies remain balanced on both sides. The number of rounds you ask your students to do depends upon how your students are feeling, because most of the times in the mood of doing the flow, they forget awareness and alignment, which will hinder the objective of doing such a flow. Keep the number of rounds enough to complete the circle of right to the left side of the body. Relax in Balasana and then go into downward facing dog. By now you must be thinking, why are there so many downward facing dog asanas done? There are flows and asanas until now that has been activating the Manipura Chakra. But at the same time, we do not want excess energy to be created by stimulating the navel region too much. So the downward facing dog helps in reverse flow of energy, ensuring equal distribution of energy to other chakras. Most importantly, every time you do downward facing dog, take your awareness deeper and notice your improvement every time. So this was the first part of the sequence where we understood that stimulating the core through strengthening asanas and flow along with breathing and focus on navel region helps in activating the Manipura Chakra. But the right amount of energy should be created, neither too much and nor too less. Next part we will discuss sitting asanas that also involve engagement of the core. Click on the link taking you to the second part of the video. Thank you very much and take care.